President Rodrigo Duterte orders the Philippine National Police to return to his war on drugs. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque says the order directs the PNP to resume providing active support to the PDEA in the conduct of anti-illegal drugs operations. He adds the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency remains the lead agency for the drug war. Roque says, quote, "This supersedes the earlier memorandum that designated the PDEA as the sole agency that will deal with the anti-illegal drug operations." Duterte has long voiced his intention to bring the PNP back to the war on drugs. He stripped the police of its lead role in the campaign after several cases of abuse of power. The first time the PNP lost its place in the war on drugs was after the murder of a South Korean businessman committed under the guise of an anti-drugs operation. The second time was when the murder of teenagers during police raids caused public outrage. Still on the war on drugs, Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio compels the government to submit to the High Court full documentation of the 3,806 deaths in legitimate police anti-drug operations. The 3,806 deaths are among the cases wherein the police said they were forced to shoot and kill drug personalities in self-defense, or what they refer to as cases of nanlaban or fighting back. The SC is hearing oral arguments on the PNP's operating guidelines on the war on drugs. It is one of the requests in the consolidated petitions. Solicitor General Jose Calida earlier called the request a fishing expedition. Carpio's order will now test the government's claim that every single one of the deaths are being investigated. The Supreme Court en banc on Tuesday affirms its earlier ruling upholding the constitutionality of President Rodrigo Duterte's proclamation of martial law in Mindanao. The SC en banc, in a vote of 10-3-1, denies with finality 3 motions for reconsideration that appealed the ruling, which in essence allows the president to put the entire Philippines under martial law. The voting does not change much except for the votes of the new justices and Associate Justice Francis Hardaleza, who previously voted in favor of martial law the first time, but is on leave and does not vote this time. Newly appointed Associate Justices Andres Reyes Jr. and Alexander Gesmundo joined the majority and vote to affirm the decision. Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno and Associate Justice Benjamin Caguioa stick to their earlier vote to limit martial law to Lanao del Sur, Maguindanao, and Sulu only. Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio also votes to limit martial law to Marawi City only. The lone dissenter is still Associate Justice Marvic Leonen, who again votes to nullify the proclamation altogether. Martial law in Mindanao is set to expire on December 31, after Congress voted to extend it. Supreme Court Administrator Midas Marquez says benefits for survivors of judges and justices were delayed by over 2 years since 2015, when Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno created technical working groups to attend to the matter. Lawyer Larry Gadon accuses Sereno of committing culpable violation of the Constitution when she delayed action on the numerous petitions for retirement benefits of justices and judges, and the surviving spouses of justices and judges. Marquez says before the creation of TWGs in 2015, the Supreme Court en banc approved 271 cases of benefits applications with dispatch. He also says it only used to take the SC en banc 2 to 3 weeks to approve an application. But after the 2015 TWGs, it took the en banc over 2 years to decide on 12 applications. Marquez says the latest approvals were made only after the issue was brought up in the impeachment complaint. Sereno spokesperson Josa Dainla says the delay was never intended. Dainla says the SC just wanted to have a consistent process, which was why the TWGs were created. Republic Act 9946, enacted in 2010, grants benefits to spouses of deceased judges and justices, but there was an issue over whether widows or widowers are entitled to benefits if their spouses died before 2010, or only after the law was enacted. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana says she will not recommend a declaration of suspension of military operations, or SOMO, against the New People's Army this year. This after clashes with communist rebels intensify following President Rodrigo Duterte formally ending the peace talks. President Rodrigo Duterte on Tuesday also declared the Communist Party of the Philippines and the NPA as terrorist groups. Lorenzana says, quote, "There was an order by their commanders to intensify operations against us. If we declare SOMO and we stand down, they will attack us again." The military traditionally declares a ceasefire during the holidays, which is also reciprocated by the communist rebels. The United States Supreme Court on Monday says the American government could fully enforce a revised ban on travelers from 6 mainly Muslim countries pending appeal. The court stays October rulings from two lower courts that blocked implementation of the ban on visitors from Chad, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen, while legal challenges to it continued. The third version of U.S. President Donald Trump's travel ban, unveiled in September, drew immediate challenges in federal appeals courts in Richmond, Virginia, and San Francisco, California. Plaintiffs said the measure targets Muslims in violation of the U.S. Constitution and did not advance security goals as the government claimed.